What's up, guys? Junior here with Ford Mustangs, bringing you back another video. In today's video, we're going to be working on the Cobra, as you see here. Since we kind of got it, the bar steering pump has been a little noisy, but it's been working. But now that his steering has been a lot harder, it's making a whole lot more noise, so we're going to just replace it. So stay tuned. We're going to swap out this bar steering pump.
Music bed.
All right, so here we got the power steering pump. We do have to reuse this pulley. As you can see here, we got the new power steering pump over here, and it doesn't come with a pulley. So Alex has a actual pulley puller. You put it in here. We'll show you guys here in a little bit, and you pull it out. Or you can go to the local auto parts store and rent one. So you give a deposit, and they'll give it back to you. So first things first, we're gonna take off the belt. Tensioners tucked away right there. Take off the belt. We'll show you the pulley puller. We'll pull the pulley because the bolts to take off the power steering pump are behind this pulley. There's some starred bolts, which will tell you what size here in a second once we actually pull it off and I can get the size. And then we gotta take off this power steering line right here. And then there's one in the back as well with the clamp, it looks like. This one has a nut. So it should be straightforward. Nothing's ever that easy. We'll see if hopefully nothing gets in the way because this is the power steering line, so we should be able to move it out of the way and pull the pump this way. But we'll see. So we're going to get started taking off the belt. Okay, so this is the power steering pump pulley puller. Like I said, you can get out of Riley's or any auto parts store. You can rent it. This one is the EverTough, and it's 67010-D. So it's simple enough. So you got the tool with this little bracket, and the pulley already has like a notch. So you put it on your pulley, as so. Put this on there, and then you tighten it a little bit. Get your top piece, as you can see. There you go. Put the sleeve on it, and then you're just gonna tighten this, and then it's eventually going to pull the pulley out. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll start taking the pump off with the bolts that are behind this pulley here. Okay, so you're gonna grab a ratchet. So you're just gonna hold the stud, and you're gonna loosen the nut closer to the pulley so that it pulls it. So you just go as so until you pull the pulley out. These nuts. Alright, you can see it's getting farther and farther away from the pump, so. Alright, I'm not going to bore you with this, so we'll show you once the pulley is out. Okay, so we got this thing, as you can see, it's off. So now we can access these three bolts that are holding the pump to a bracket, and it's actually a an E12 starred bit. Hopefully we don't strip these, and these, I don't think this pump's ever been taken off, so fingers crossed that comes off. Although, however, I'm gonna just loosen them first, and then before I take it off all the way, we are gonna take this power steering line off. This is the one that kind of worries me because, as I mentioned before, I don't think this power steering pump's ever been taken off since '95. So hopefully nothing breaks here. The one in the back is just a little clamp, so I'm not worried about the one in the back, just this one. So once we loosen these three, make sure that they actually get loose. We'll go to the line, and then we'll take it. We got a little drain pan under the car already somewhere, because you are going to lose some fluid, and then we'll take it off, and hopefully we can install everything in reverse and put the pulley back on the new one, which is a different process, which we'll show you here in a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and tackle these three real quick. All right, so it's an 18 millimeter on this line. Luckily, I tapped it a few times, came off. My brother's finishing taking it off now. As I mentioned, make sure you guys put a pan on the bottom because it is gonna leak. Take that off, and then we gotta take the one in the back, and we should be able to take off the 3 bolts and pull that sucker out. All right, so we got the line. We still haven't taken it off completely because what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull it with them attached. We're still gonna leave a pan on the bottom, but we're also gonna put a pan here to undo the lines here. And we're also going to, or what we did, we unplugged the alternator wire from underneath the fuse box. Because as you can see here, this was in the way. So that gives us now enough slack to be able to pull the pump through the wires. If not, then we would have to take off the wire, which we wanted to avoid. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Like I said, we're not going to take off the lines, any of them, until we're up here so we can undo them and catch them in the pan. And then we'll start installing the new pump, and then we'll install a new pulley on there.
Yes. And then aquí ya, you can take this line off.
All right, so as you can see, we got the pump kind of out. We ended up undoing this. I believe it's a ground that goes here to the side of the fuse box. Alternator power cable. Sorry. To give it a little more slack, you pull it out, and then you can see we got the pan over here, and then we're gonna just undo the lines on top of here. That way we don't get a mess down all up in the engine.
Put a rag right there for all your oil that drips down. There you go.
Alex tech tip.
You're welcome.
And then hopefully this thing comes out, and then we'll start installing that new one. And we got to make sure to put all the wires back from the alternator. And actually, they were both for the alternator, so make sure you put the wires back for the alternator. And we'll put the lines back on there, and we're going smoothly back installing the new one. All right, so as you can see, we got the pan on there. We're taking the line off. And ta-da! That was kind of uneventful. Well, it's kind of dripping. So now we can do the back one. We're probably going to just go ahead. No, don't put that line over here. We're going to probably empty it. That way we don't make a mess. And then we'll undo that back one since we got the pan right here. And then since I got to give them a hand, I'm going to put you guys down. And then I'll show you guys once we actually take this thing off. All right, as you can see, we got this thing out. My brother's over here trying to finish emptying that thing out. So the line came out fairly easy. We just got some pliers, pulled this clamps off, pulled it out, took that thing out of here. Now we're going to kind of clean up this bracket here. As you can see, it's pretty gunky. It hasn't been taken off since 95, I'm pretty sure. And then we'll clean that, and then we'll install that new pump and go from there. All right, so as you can see, we cleaned up the inside of the bracket a little bit, the bolts and the pulley, so at least it's not all caked of dirt and grease from like 20 years ago. So here we got the new pump, so we're gonna go ahead and throw that on there. We already test fitted it, slides right in like nothing, and then we'll start putting the hoses on there, the line, which actually I never checked.
Put those hoses on first.
This doesn't look too bad, so put that on there.
At least the one on the back.
So we'll put that on there, and then we'll start bolting it on, and then we'll put that pulley back on, fill it with fluid, and hopefully noise is gone, and we're good to go. All right, so as you can see, we got the line. We didn't fully tighten this one yet, just in case we need to move it around to get it in there. We did put the back one on there, so now we're going to slide it in there. We'll snug this line, and then we'll start bolting it on, and then go from there. Make sure we put all those alternator bolts on the cables down here back on there, and then we can put the pulley back on. Okay, so as you can see, we got the power steering pump mounted on with the back hose. We took off that main power steering line off because we forgot about the little washer. So we got some nice boiling water, doing that plastic little O-ring, since you got to stretch it over the thread. So we got it warming up so it gets a little bit more pliable. I'm going to throw that on that line right there, as you can see. Put that on there, and then we already hooked up all the alternator cables, plugs. And then we just got to install that power steering pump pulley, the belts, throw some fluid on there, and fingers crossed we'll be good to go. Okay, so we got the little plastic O-ring thing on the line, got the line bolted on there. Now we're putting the pulley back on there. We just got like a bolt that Alex had, put it in there with 2 nuts. And then you're going to do the same thing, but in reverse, you're going to put it. You do have to hold the pulley itself, though, because if not, we didn't have a long enough bolt to go all the way in. So if this turns and it starts to loosen the bolts, and then it just comes off. So you got to hold the pulley and then just do the same reverse motion. Just hold this one and tighten this one. And it's pushing. As you can see, we already got quite a bit in there. So here, my brother's going to do it right now.
It doesn't fit.
Oh, well, he didn't get the right wrench. But so anyways, it's slowly pushing. It's almost pretty much there, as you can see with the other idler over there. Just got to go a tad bit more. And then we just got to throw that belt on there. Throw some fluid in here. And we should be good to go. Hopefully no leaks and it doesn't make no noise. Alright guys, so we got the belt back on there. Fluid topped off. We already started it, cranked it, made it go through the cycle. Everything seems to be good. It's not leaking anything. And it's not making crazy amounts of noise, so I think we're good to go. On this install, we cleaned it up here a little bit. The pulley took, just so you guys know, took quite a bit of, doing the wrench back and forth to get that pulley back on there. But eventually you hit an extra stopping point, and that's how you know you got that pulley all the way in there. But as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.